Okay, boys, let's have a look quickly at how to read your calorie targets. Okay, so if you open up, well, if we have a look right down the bottom, your home screen will look something like this on the app. Right down the bottom, we've got all these different sections. The section right here with the knife and fork on it is obviously your calories. So click that, click view, and your calories pop up. Now it's pretty, you just zoom on this like you would any other picture. Just worry about what's in the red box, okay? Outside of the red box here, calorie history, this is just for me, as we go through the coaching, for me to remember what calories I've had you on and how your body responded on those calories. So you don't really need to worry about anything in here. You need to worry about what's in the red box here, okay? In the green section here is basically just for me as well, as I'm planning out your calories. So you don't really need to worry about this either. What you need to worry about is you're going to have, some of you will have a certain amount of low days. So you can see in this example, this guy's got 5 low days and 2 high days, yeah? Others of you will just have, it'll just say 7 days here, and this will say 0. So some of you will just have 7 days of the exact same calories. Others will have 5 low, 2 high, okay? And there's a couple of reasons that we do that. But I'll cover, for you boys who just have 7 days of the same calories, you can apply everything you learned in this video to just a simpler dieting system, okay? I'll explain why we do 5-2 some of the time though, so you understand the thinking behind that. Okay, so let's say you're on 5-2 here. If we look at this box, this is obviously the calories that you'll be eating on 5 of your low days, on your 5 low days. Up the top here is listed calories. Now, I don't actually want you worrying too much about this number. What I mean by that is, when you're using MyFitnessPal, it sometimes counts calories that we don't count, such as fiber, because fiber just is not used for as actual energy calories. Okay. Also, MyFitnessPal has an issue where because people put in the calories themselves, it can be a little bit off. So what I want you to worry about is the grams of protein that you're allowed. In this case, 160 grams. The grams of fat, 65 grams, and the grams of carbs, 300 grams. Right. So you would be allowed 160 grams of protein each day, 65 grams of fat each day, and 300 grams of carbs each day. Underneath the gram amounts is listed the calories. So 160 grams of protein nets you 640 calories. Now that, again, is just for me. You don't need to worry about that, okay? It's very, very simple what you need to worry about. Just the grams of protein, fat, and carbs. Now, to touch on what I was saying before about the calorie number here, you might find at the end of the day, you are bang on. You hit exactly 160 grams of protein, 65 grams of fats, and 300 grams of carbs, yet your total calorie number at the end of the day doesn't match what it says up here. That's totally fine, and it'll often be the case. The calorie number you end up hitting on MyFitnessPal may be, a 100 or 200 calories up or down from this. It's totally fine, okay? Do not worry about the calorie number. It's really more for myself. You are on this amount of calories coming from protein, fats, and carbs. It's just when MyFitnessPal tells you the calorie number, it's going to take into account things like fiber, and it could also just be dumb fucks are putting in the wrong calorie numbers when they enter foods, okay? So what you need to worry about is grams of protein, grams of fats, and grams of carbs. If you hit these 3 things on point, your body will do exactly as I'm intending to, okay? For those of you who are on 7 days of the exact same calories, that's it. That's all you need to do. You do that and your body will go in the direction that I want. For you boys who've got 5 low and 2 high, all you've got to remember is 2 of the days in the week, ideally 2 days back to back. Usually my guys will run it Saturday and Sunday, they're higher days. On 2 days of the week, you're going to have slightly different macros to hit. Now, what you'll find a lot of the time is protein will almost always be exactly the same, okay? I'll explain why in a second. Fats as well will almost always be exactly the same, sometimes up by, a couple of grams on the high days, but usually they'll be exactly the same. I'm getting a whole bunch more carbs in. I'll get all the extra calories on this day in from carbs. Now, why are we doing that? We're doing that because these 2 high days serve a purpose. The purpose is to fill you up back with carbs, fill your muscles back up with carbohydrate. So a lot of the times the advantage of having 2 high days here is, if we just imagine you start on Monday, okay, you're having 300 grams of carbs here along with your other macros. Now, this person might be a tradie who's like reasonably heavy. This might be like a, somewhat of a deficit for him. And so what this guy might find is on Monday, his workouts are okay, like pretty good. Tuesday, still not bad. He's getting good numbers. Starting to get a little tired though. Wednesday, he takes a rest day. Thursday, his workouts start becoming a bit of a grind. He still gets the numbers he needs, but it's fucking tough. It's tough work. That's because as we've gone through the week, he's gotten more and more depleted of carbs. His body is starting to get depleted more and more of carbohydrates. Because although we're eating 300 grams of carbs each day, it's not enough to fill him back up. So every workout he does, every day of output that he has, even the stuff that he's doing at work, it's all using up carbs as we go. And so he's getting more and more depleted as we go through the week. Friday rolls around, and if he went into the gym, he's so depleted here that he wouldn't even get any good numbers up, right? So he takes the rest day. Suddenly Saturday rolls around. What are we doing? We're fucking cramming him full of carbs again. Okay, so the point here is to push all those carbs that we depleted through the week, we fucking fill his stocks back up, all right? So get those carbs back into his muscle tissue over the next 2 days. Over the next 2 days, he's going to have 500 plus 500, 1,000 grams of carbs over the next 2 days. That will be enough to fill him back up. This might start on Saturday. He might have a workout Saturday arvo. He's feeling fucking magic because the carbs are there. Sunday, he has a rest day with 500 grams of carbs. Fills his shit back up, right? So all of a sudden now, when Monday rolls around, he has a sick workout again. And we go through the same process. Tuesday, pretty good workout. Wednesday, rest day. Thursday, starting to get a little bit fatigued, but still gets the numbers he needs. Friday, rest day. At this point, he's depleted. If he went to work out, it would fucking suck. Bang. That's why we have the 2 high days. And we just keep repeating this cycle over and over. Okay, so that explains why, if we're using 5-2, why we're using that. So it lets you know at least the methodology there. If you're ever in this situation, if you are in this situation of having 2 high days or whatever, however many high days I've given you, they need to be back to back. Okay, they can't be split through the week. They don't need to be on the weekend if that doesn't work for you. It can be any 2 days. Some of my guys do Monday, Tuesday. Some do Wednesday, Thursday. It doesn't matter, right? Do whatever days you want. Most guys will do weekends because you get a few more carbs to play with. It's a bit more fun over the weekend. That's it, guys. That's how to read your calorie setup. Notes here. We'll let you know what we're doing. But again, these are somewhat more for me. I do try and write them so that you understand what we're doing, though, in this block and what the sort of goal is over the next 6 weeks. So obviously, in this case of a lean gain, the goal here would be to push body weight up slightly and just check composition week to week in pictures to make sure we're going in the right direction. We're setting up metabolism for a hard cut. So obviously after this 6-week block for this hypothetical person, he knows that in 6 weeks, after we've done this lean gain, I'm going to push him into a rapid fat loss. And his body will be used to chewing through a lot of calories here. And so at that point, then when I drop his calories, we'll get a really good response. So there'll be all sorts of different notes in here for depending what we're trying to do with you. So read them. I'll write them in a way which you can understand, but they are more so for me so that I know what we're doing block to block. Okay, guys, that's it. Hopefully that describes how to read your calories. You should be pretty good to go. Most of you are reasonably switched on. All right, boys, I'll speak to you soon.